Where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. God has given us unlimited treasures in His Word. Every time we open it, we can discover a new treasure or admire an old one. What will we find today? Here's Carla Early with Treasure Hunt in the Word.
Have you ever been told you're crazy for obeying God in something that doesn't seem logical? When we moved to Florida, I got a lot of that, especially from Christians. My husband quit his job and moved our family in with his parents, with no job and nothing in the foreseeable future. Oddly enough, we both noticed when we told non-Christian friends when we were about to do, we got the response of, "Wow, that takes a lot of faith." But our Christian friends and family were more likely to purse their lips, shake their heads, and tell us we were nuts. But we did it anyway, because my husband felt called to make this change, and I felt called to follow him without argument. God honored that obedience, and we've seen over and over why He called us to leave when we did. He sold our house in less than 2 weeks, when the other houses in our neighborhood had been on the market for over a year. He gave my husband a job with comparable pay and much less stress. And since we've moved, the company he had worked for has closed all their stores. Many other little proofs showed that we were wise in obeying against all logic. Sometimes that's what God calls us to do, and it takes a step of faith. In Jeremiah 32, the Lord did the same thing to Jeremiah. Babylon was poised to destroy Jerusalem. Their army was just outside the city gates. The people of Judah were about to be taken into captivity. On top of that, Jeremiah was in jail. And God calls Jeremiah to invest in real estate. The parcel he wanted Jeremiah to buy was in an area which was already in the hands of the Babylonians. Talk about crazy. But Jeremiah obeyed. Not only that, but he did all this in court before witnesses. Yes, in the middle of a siege, while he was in prison. Then he had his servant Baruch seal the deeds into a clay pot for safekeeping, kind of like the Dead Sea Scrolls were. Yes, this is quite illogical, yet God had a reason. He always does, doesn't he? He used this as a symbol to Jeremiah, to the king, and to the people, that he wasn't sending them into captivity forever. They were still his people. He was still their God. He loved them, and they would eventually come back to their land. Life would continue, and God would keep his promises. But this real estate deal had an even deeper significance. Jeremiah bought this property from his uncle as a kinsman redeemer so that it would stay in the family. The land was utterly worthless. Jeremiah wouldn't be able to use it, and he had not married or had children to pass it on to. So the land would go back to his uncle's descendants when they returned from captivity. Jeremiah did what no one else would or could do, just like Jesus did with us. In obedience to his Father, Jesus took something worthless to everyone else, redeemed it, gave it value, sealed it, and cherished it. So was Jeremiah crazy? No, he was obedient, just as Jesus was when he rode that donkey into Jerusalem, knowing that the adoring crowds would turn on him and he would be crucified before the end of the week. The difference is that Jeremiah had no idea why he was buying this property, nor did he know that it would point to the Redeemer of our souls. But he obeyed, even before God explained his reasoning. And sometimes we have to do that. Step out in faith and ask questions later.
You can contact us at treasurehuntintheword@gmail.com. We'd love to hear the treasures God has given you through His Word. You can listen to other episodes at our website, which you can find in the description below. Thanks for listening, and remember, where your treasure is, there will your heart be also.